Indeed, as we think of it before the run of Vian starts, one man who's watching us is well-known Wexford referee Dickie Murphy. He abandoned the whistle last evening to play with his club of Rapparees against Rathnure and picked up a nasty eye injury. So we wish you, Dickie Murphy, a very speedy recovery. I think you'll experience as time progresses this afternoon that the Wexford supporters, I don't think there's anybody left in Slaney side. They're all here in Croke Park. It's 17 years since Wexford defeated Offaly in a championship match. That was when they won 17 points to 210 in a Leinster semi-final in a tie. It's 19 years since they won the Leinster title, the Wexford boys, and they feel that with Liam Griffin in charge, they could well be making history this afternoon. Match referee is Aidan McSwibna, refereeing his second Leinster final. Last time was '94 between these two teams. It's a lovely afternoon in Croke Park, and certainly any advantage is very slight. A lovely summer's breeze. Thankfully, the wind and the rain seems to have disappeared from around the capital. Wexford playing from right to left as we look. Martin Storey getting his first touch. That goes off a Wexford man and a line ball for Offaly. Delighted to introduce my co-commentator this afternoon, Nicky Brennan of Kilkenny manager. Some dramatic changes in the Wexford lineup just before the start, Nicky.
Certainly there is the doubts. There was doubts all the week, of course, about George O'Connor, and he will be a big loss. But an able deputy in his brother John, and I know he'll be delighted to be in here in the fray today, and he's breaking away now.
And it is indeed John O'Connor that has it. Takes a little bit too much out of it, perhaps. Comes to Michael Dignan. John trying to sneak inside Liam Dunn. And eventually coming across to lend a bit of assistance is the right half back, Rod Guiney. But Offaly have it once more. Pinpoint accuracy. Joe Erity to Joe Dooley.
Excellent point from Joe Dooley. I think it's what Joe is very good at. Coming into the open spaces and being picked out by Joe Erity. Typical of Joe.
After 1 minute and 23 seconds of play, this is a wonderful piece of skill. And Joe Erity, just watch the way he balanced himself here. Pinpoint accuracy to Joe Dooley and straight over the bar.
Wexford will certainly have to lessen the number of errors in defence there. Rod Guiney should have cleared that ball and was punished.
Great puck up by Rob. By Damien Fitzhenry, and there's a Wexford man down injured. It looks like Martin Storey. Joe Erity trying to get inside first. Billy Dooley. Dooley with a wide and Dooley with a point. And unfortunately, it's brother Billy that this time has the miss. Lovely afternoon here in Croke Park. Real summer at last. They say it's going to be a summer with a little bit of a short heat wave over the next couple of days. Hopefully that's the case. It's ideal for hurling. The weather cannot be blamed in Croke Park. Martin Hannamy getting a touch there. It's going to be a line ball for Wexford. Rory McCarthy, who's looking on there as Adrian Fenlon sends in this ball, which goes to the left and wide.
Good effort by Adrian Fenlon there, just went narrowly wide. Wexford are just taking a little while to settle in this game.
Ball fools them all. Johnny Dooley pulling on it. Rod Guiney coming across. He's fouled, and that's going to be a free for Wexford.
I see the two Wexford corner forwards have already switched before the game starts. Tom Dempsey and Eamon Scallon are in opposite corners to the way they were picked.
Liam Dunn. Well picked up by Martin Storey. Liam Coughlin comes out, and that's quite a good save. Very difficult ball when you're facing against the sun. He'll give his full back line a bit of confidence. This is Sean Flood from Clubon. Not a great clearance, but it works out all right. Martin Storey clashing with Hubert Rigney. Tom Dempsey chasing after it. And Tom gets the free.
Very soft free there for Wexford.
Martin Storey's Hurley there, a little bit bent to say the least, looking for a quick replacement, which Pat Murphy, the County Board PRO, obliges. As Eamon Scallon takes this free. Hits it well, and straight over the bar. It took 4.5 minutes of play, but Wexford have equalised. And that picture tells its own story, the amount of support that I said earlier that's here from Slaney side. John Troy picking up an injury there, but he keeps battling on, just wiping his hand across his face. Billy Dooley, half blocked down. This is John Troy. Intercepted well by John O'Connor. And that injury is still affecting John Troy as Billy Dooley tries to cut inside, and Sean Flood brought him down. And that's going to be a free for Offaly.
Well, certainly the Wexford defence cannot afford to be giving away frees like that. I mean, again, the ball should have been cleared. Perhaps a bit over-anxious on the part of John O'Connor there. He's probably so enthusiastic to get into the game that he's just not concentrating enough on what's going on.
Johnny Dooley. Easy for the man from Sir Kieran's in the county of Offaly. 2 Offaly scores, 2 Dooley points. John Troy just seems to, there you can see that he got that injury, and blood just pouring onto his jersey. Michael Dignan, well pulled on. Jerk push, excellent. That should be an inspiration to his defence. Ball breaks free, Adrian Fenlon. Much better midfielder this season. Kevin Martin, picked up nicely by Tom Dempsey. He had to get rid of it. Johnny Pilkington in a spot of bother again. No questions being asked here in Croke Park. And the referee deemed it was a double pull by a Wexford man. And he's giving the free to Offaly. Brian Wheelahan scored a point in the opening few minutes of the Leinster semi-final against Laois. That's a great free. Dropping in. Oh dear. It's tight and it's gone out over the line.
That was a great chance for Offaly. Declan Pilkington just took his eye off the ball there just at the wrong second.
Must be put down as a chance. And Offaly looking very dangerous when they go forward. A great puck out by Damien Fitzhenry. Larry Murphy can't hold on to it. Now he has it. Johnny Pilkington coming in to challenge. Tom Dempsey, Larry wants it. Larry has it. Larry shoots. Saved by Liam Coughlin. He really went for it, and he was right to have a go. But Liam Coughlin stood firm.
Excellent save, but Larry Murphy should have put that ball over the bar. I mean, you get chances like that, you must put them away.
Eamon Cregan, I'm sure, will be happy that his goalkeeper, now first choice Liam Coughlin, did so well there. This is Larry O'Gorman. Hard to believe that up to the semi-final he wasn't making his place in this Wexford team. Now very much a permanent part of the side, despite missing that free. It's an interesting choice, though, Nicky, putting Larry at midfield.
It is actually, yeah. I mean, but he has played there before and played very well, but he's probably more known as a defender. And interestingly, he's on the 65s today, whereas Liam Dunn is the normal 65 taker, so...
Johnny Dooley going up for it, knocking it down. Johnny Pilkington grabs it on the right-hand side, drops it in. Damien Fitzhenry. Both goalkeepers doing very well in the opening 8.5 minutes of play. Ball breaks down for Storey. He has a bit of space in front of him. Not much. Now he's pushed out to the far side. Difficult angle. He sends it wide. But very good defending there by Offaly. Because when Storey sees a bit of grass in front of him, he usually keeps going. And this time the Offaly defenders managed to push him out to a difficult angle.
Yes, typical Offaly defending. I mean, he was crowded by 2 players, really. He had little chance.
Oh, Joe Dooley, very unlucky. Liam Dunn sending it forward. Well gathered again by Martin Hennemy. Such a fine hurler at left corner back. This is a ball for Cushinerity. In fact, it's a ball for the umpire. Jim Berry, the chairman of Leinster Council, there on the right, beside the Fianna Fáil leader, Bertie Ahern. Oh, well gathered, Larry Murphy. Giving it inside to Larry O'Gorman. He has plenty of space. Still Larry. Can he get it? Oh, dear. Great defending by Offaly. He got a bit of a clittering on the way down, but what a run by Larry O'Gorman. Once a cornerback, once a wing back, now a midfielder.
Larry O'Gorman got this ball here, but really he should have been satisfied to take his point at this stage. He should have taken his point. I mean, he was never going to be let walk through there, and Kevin Keenahan just did a powerful job.
Chances of both sides being wasted. Larry Murphy stopped in his tracks. Free for the Slaney-siders.
Wexford will have to take their points if they're going to win this game. They can't expect to win it on goals.
Liam Dunn. Ken trying to find a full forward. Kevin Keenahan knocking it down. Gary Laffin sending it in and sending it wide. John Troy sending it in, a dangerous ball. Damien Fitzhenry.
Oh,
goal for Offaly. The ball is in the net. The referee is telling the umpire, and I think there's not going to be a unanimous decision. The green flag has been raised, and
it was certainly a close call. I'd like to see that action again.
Billy Dooley was the man who got there. Anxious faces and worried faces as that ball came in. Damien Fitzhenry waited for it, but Billy Dooley seems to be in serious trouble there.
The ball comes in from John Troy. Well, it's very debatable. I mean, he went up at the ball with Damien Fitzhenry. It's a very, very close call. It's a very close call. The goal stands, I suppose, and that's all that matters now.
Billy Dooley suffering from a hefty shoulder from John O'Connor, which squeezed him up against the net. And Billy Dooley gets credit for the goal.
You would certainly want to see it from another angle, to be sure. Okay, Billy Dooley comes in. I'd say he came in along with the ball. It's very hard to call.
Down at the other end, Wexford respond with a point. And a very good one indeed by Rory McCarthy. Joe Dooley at the far side, but Declan Pilkington was the man that was fouling, so it's a free for Wexford. Well, already after 13 minutes and 49 seconds, plenty to talk about in this Leinster final. Should the goal have been allowed or not? Some holding there by Offaly. Martin Hannamy gets it out a small bit as far as Hubert Rigney. Brian Wheelahan. That's a good ball. Ger Push comes forward, knocks it away, only for Joe Dooley to get there first. Beside him, Liam Dunn. Difficult angle for Joe. No, not difficult for Joe.
Excellent Joe Dooley point. He's on his game here today, but Wexford will have to be far tighter in the half-back line. They're letting the half-forward line far too much space and latitude around the field.
A very fine point by Joe Dooley. Well gathered by Larry O'Gorman. And that is sailing straight over the bar. Larry O'Gorman has discarded the helmet. He now can see clearly, and definitely the goalposts are within his sights.
That's a great inspirational point for Larry O'Gorman. That should certainly rise his colleagues around it now.
Again, a massive puck out by Liam Coughlin. Troy's hurley has gone in one direction, the slither in the other. Good work here by Rory McCarthy. He suffers the headache from Kevin Martin, I think. And that's going to be a line ball for Offaly. Johnny Pilkington. It's a good line cut. Well gathered by Rod Guiney, must be said. And a good clearance. Not very far. Michael Dignan is there. Cuts away from Larry O'Gorman. Hooked by Larry O'Gorman. Left behind and cleared almost. Well blocked. And it's Offaly. Billy Dooley giving it to Declan Pilkington, and that's a point.
Well, again, Wexford had ample opportunities to clear that. I mean, Offaly are capitalising on so many errors in the Wexford defence, and I think Wexford will just have to get their clearances out that little bit better. Billy Dooley broke in behind John O'Connor. John is obviously suffering lack of match practice, I think, today. He's just seems that little bit too anxious.
Back and round midfield. Martin Storey is fouled, and that's another free for Wexford. Wexford keep in touch every time Offaly go forward, though there's almost inevitably a score. Eamon Scallon is the man that's going to take it. He scored 4 points in the semi-final against Dublin. Reasonably easy target to aim at. Eamon Scallon gets his second point. And Wexford now trail by just that Billy Dooley goal. 1-4 for Offaly, 4 points for Wexford. Johnny Dooley battling with Larry O'Gorman. Michael Dignan. Oh, that's a beauty. A lovely touch by Michael Dignan. Dooley knocked it down for the bank official, and he duly put it over the bar.
I think Sean Flood and Larry O'Gorman got themselves into a bit of a mess there. Larry went in on top of Sean, and the ball fell to his man.
Well gathered by Larry Murphy, giving Brian Wheelahan plenty to think about. Good run by Murphy. At the finish again. But this time the referee has given a semi-penalty for a frontal charge. Not a shoulder, he says, Aidan McSwigna of Dublin. And Wexford have Damien Fitzhenry, the goalkeeper, running all the way. The goalkeeper is coming up to take the semi-penalty. This is the incident again.
Larry Murphy is running through here again. Brian Whelan is hitting him fairly hard, but nothing too illegal about it. But I think it was Kevin Keenan was the man who committed the foul. So this is an excellent chance for Wexford, and it could be a real boost from if Damien Henry can convert this.
Damien Fitzhenry, he did it in the semi-final against Dublin, but this is the real test. Fitzhenry hits it! Goal for the county of Wexford!
Great goal by Damien Fitzhenry. If that's not going to lift Wexford, nothing will. Just the score they wanted, and it atones for the one maybe that he might have got his hurl to a moment ago. That went in at the other end. It's all to play for now, just what Wexford needed.
David Fitzgerald did it in the Munster final of 95. Damien Fitzhenry does it in the Leinster final of 96. We've got a whopping good final on Croke Park. Duignan responding, and he sends it wide. But it's amazing that when Duignan was sending that ball wide, and with the result, the Wexford lads were whooping with joy.
Yeah,
their gander is up, I think, Nicky.
A bit of a let-off there, but I think Larry O'Gorman, while he's playing well at midfield, is not really accustomed to the position. I mean, he's backing into the half-back line, and he's not watching the breaking ball that's coming in on top of Michael Duignan.
Adrian Fenlon unable to hold on to it. Johnny Dooley. Sean Flood with it. Still Dooley. Hard to get away for the man from Sabon. Dooley looking for a bit of help from Michael Duignan. Larry O'Gorman coming in to challenge. A ball for Joe Erity. Damien Fitzhenry scoring at one end, saving at the other. Down towards Martin Storey. Picked up by Brian Wheelahan. Over towards Kevin Martin. And again it's Wheelahan. The hurley again broken. Rod Guiney, his opposite number 5. Pucking it back up to his forwards. Gathered this time by Tom Dempsey. There's nobody in the full forward line, so it's an easy ball for Liam Coughlin. Sends it back over to this side, over towards Johnny Dooley. Gets there ahead of Sean Flood. A shot which is tailing to the right and wide. With a great passage of play. That slither going from one end of the field to the other.
Oh, the Wexford attack, I think, are going to have to hold their shape a little bit better. I mean, they're running all over the place, and Tom Dempsey taking a shot there from 50 metres, and there was nobody inside 30 metres of the goal. They'll have to hold their positions better than that.
Ball knocked down towards Rory McCarthy. Oh, that's a real tester. It's dropping and dropping. Tom Dempsey, is there a Wexford man there? There isn't. There is now. Martin Storey. Outside him is Larry Murphy. Storey sees what he wants to do, and he puts it over the bar. The captain from Oulart the Ballam gets his first point in the Leinster final. And look at these Wexford people, and there's only, what, 21 minutes gone in the first half. The side's level in Croke Park.
Great score by Martin Storey. He's after working very hard for that score over the last 5 minutes, and it's due reward for that hard work.
Michael Duignan. Johnny Pilkington was outside him. The pass was not a good one. Coming in is Liam Dunn. Sending it down towards Gary Laffin. Kevin Keenahan. The Rock of Offaly. Giving into the engine room himself, Johnny Pilkington. Sean Flood and Johnny Dooley. Nipping in with a nice touch of skill, class and determination. Liam Dunn. And Adrian Fenlon coming in and Michael Duignan a little bit OTT, and Liam Dunn is still down on the deck, but now he's all right. They're not too pleased with the referee's decision.
I think Liam was a little harsh on Liam there. I think he thought he was getting a free first, and then I think he actually fell over the ball to stop the off-day player playing it, but a little harsh.
The booing is not for Liam Dunn, but very much for Aidan McSwivna, the referee. Johnny Dooley has scored 1 point so far in this Leinster final. This one is going straight over the crossbar. 2 points for Johnny, and the girls are happy. 1 point between the teams. Oh, superb by Larry O'Gorman. Liam Coughlin happy to see it go out over the line. Interestingly, Nicky, it's unusual to see Offaly change their wing backs. Brian Whelan has now gone over to left half. Kevin Martin now playing at right half back.
Well, I think that's very much down to the way Larry Murphy is playing today. He's at long last maybe fulfilling the promise.
Can the promise be maintained for another 12 minutes first half, 35 minutes in the second? Coming into the middle, Michael Dignan. And Wexford are chasing and harassing. Something that Offaly seem to be masters at. That's going to be an easy ball for Damien Fitzhenry. And the Offaly backroom team there, Eamon Cregan, Joachim Kelly, Andy Gallagher and Podge Mulher, having a serious consideration about a move. And I think the move is going to become a reality as Eamon comes down towards the forwards. Aidan McSwivna is not waiting for Kevin Martin to tie his laces. Johnny Pilkington as usual in the thick of it. So too is Martin Hannaway. Pull, pull, pull seems to be the motto. Larry O'Gorman, he's doing so well at midfield despite it not being his natural position. Gary Laffin with Shane McGuckin to Tom Dempsey. Well blocked by Kevin Keenahan. Great play by the number 3. Down towards Adrian Fenlon, who waited for it. John Troy nipping in. Lovely stroke. Back to Hannamy. No catching of the slither in the hand from Hannamy. There is by Sean Flood. Back to Joe Dooley, who sends it forward, looking for the full forward Joe Erity. It's the first time he's beaten Jer Cush cleanly. Trying to get inside him. Cush mans it manfully, and a save by Fitzhenry. Great save. Declan Pilkington. Back to Billy Dooley, who's satisfied with a point. A goal and a point for Billy Dooley, but Damien Fitzhenry brought off a point-blank save.
Well, Joe Erity is attempting to get in around Jer Cush, not finding it too easy. Great shot. Very good save by Damien Fitzhenry because he got it right beside the post.
Great catching here by Martin Storey. Well dispossessed. He needs a little bit of help now. Good play by Rory McCarthy, and another point by the midfielder from St. Martin's. 2 points for Wexford. For this man. 1 point between the teams once more. Larry O'Gorman almost. Sean Flood for definite. Picked up by Larry Murphy. Tom Dempsey, nice skill, getting away from the Offaly captain Shane McGuckin. A crossover to Eamon Scallon. On the turn, and Wexford are level yet again. 3 points for Eamon Scallon.
Excellent point by Eamon Scallon. Lovely ball in though from Tom Dempsey, must be said.
Is it going to be Wexford's day? They really are battling with tremendous determination and courage. It's early days. There are handballers in Offaly. Johnny Pilkington proves it. Joe Erity adds to the reputation. Intercepted well by Rob Biney. And you get the feeling that Wexford defence have come to terms just a little bit. Again, it's Wexford sending it in low to Gary Laffin, who's moving Kevin Keenahan out around the new Cusack stand to have a good view. He's fouled by Keenahan. And that probably is the right thing to be doing, Nicky, bringing Kevin Keenahan out to the wings.
Well, I think so, but as long as they decide to leave somebody like Tom Dempsey inside, who Tom won't mind me saying may not be as mobile as Gary, somebody needs to hang in around the goal there for those dropping balls, and I think they might profit from a breaking ball.
Eamon Scallon with the fray and with the points. They're not missing them this afternoon. 4 points for Eamon, and Wexford are in front. If anybody thought this was going to be easy, let me persuade you and change your mind. This is going to the wire all the way. 70 minutes. of exciting Leinster Championship hurling. The championship holders from the county of Offaly are going to be really under pressure here. You can just sense it around the ground. You can sense it when you see sheer courage and determination from Wexford.
Well, I see already Eamon Cregan is making the changes. John Troy is going full forward and Joe Erty out centre half forward.
Liam Dunn with the free. Up towards Gary Laffin. Can't gather it cleanly. Eamon Scallon is there. Somebody called for it. There happened to be an Offaly man. Down towards Joe Dooley. Delightful striker of the slither he is. Up towards John Troy. Knocked away by Johnny Dooley. Billy Dooley. There's a chance here. Damien Fitzhenry. Somehow he manages to scramble it out. But in fairness, Billy Dooley didn't hit it correctly at all, unusually.
Well, I think Sean Flood deserves the credit when we see it again.
Let's keep going, Nicky. Jerkush. The clearance is not a good one. Johnny Pilkington puts it over the bar. And yet again, the sides are level. It's one end of the field to the other. But surely Offaly should have had a goal. Billy Dooley had only Damien Fitzhenry to beat.
The two Dooleys were going for it. Billy picks it up. And I think it was just Sean Flood just might have got the slightest hoop in. He did too and broke the...
You're dead right, Nicky. So Sean Flood, you get our congratulations. Because that looked to be a certain goal. Pulled on again by Declan Pilkington. Jerkush beating John Troy and getting the free from John Troy. John Troy maintains to the referee that he was being pulled, his jersey was being pulled.
I think it's an indication of the concern in the off the attack. Johnny Dooley has switched places with Declan Pilkington. Johnny gone left corner and Decky Pilkington gone right half. So I think Offaly are somewhat concerned with their attack at the minute. Wexford seems to have got to grips with them.
The great Offaly forward line. Already they're conceding a little bit of defeat. Eamon Cregan has called John Troy to the goalposts. And he's having a quiet word with him now. They've broken up. Obviously trying to tell him how to beat Jerkush. Fitzhenry with the free. Eamon Scallon knocking it down for Gary Laffin. Just went away from him. Now he has it. Kevin Keenan trying to keep him out. And the referee has blown his whistle and he's given a free this time to Offaly for taking too many steps. It is interesting though, Nicky, that you now have Johnny Dooley playing at corner forward and Declan Pilkington out in the wing. That's very most unusual.
Two of the Offaly half forwards are now in the full forward line. I don't think we expected that to happen, well, in the first half anyway. Maybe in the second half if people wanted to get a little rest in that. But
Eamon Cregan is a bit annoyed with his forwards as Kevin Keenan sends the ball up to them again. Pulled on by Liam Dunn, and it's a good pull. Rolls all the way down towards Martin Hannamy. Eamon Scallon sending the ball for Liam Coughlin, and that's a very high challenge from Gary Laffin, and the referee has given the free to the Offaly goalkeeper. And he could well be having a word with the Wexford full forwards, and it's just a word.
I don't think it was too serious, but no. I think Wexford will just have to get somebody closer to the goal. If they're going to wander out, they've got to leave somebody close enough to the goal.
Oh, an easy ball for Joe Dooley, being held by Rod Guiney to brother Johnny. And that is gone to the left and right. Up in the new Cusick stand is Diarmuid Healy, who is now playing a more prominent role with Offaly this season, beside his good friend Garda Eamon Doyle there with the cap. Martin Storey, who gets a knock on the head from Hubert Rigney. Falls nicely for Larry O'Gorman to Tom Dempsey. A shot which goes over the bar. Tom Dempsey's first point in the Leinster final. Made and created by Larry O'Gorman. Wexford 1-9, Offaly 1-8. Bishop Brendan Comiskey there, second left to the very front row, must be pleased to see Wexford doing so well in this first half. And Wexford have it once more. Martin Storey fouled. The captain is enjoying his role at centre-half forward, it must be said.
Yes, he's playing particularly well at the moment, but can Wexford keep it up now? That's the big question, because Offaly are just not going and firing on all cylinders at the moment. But then, knowing Offaly as we all do, they're likely to come back.
Eamon Scallon with the fray. It's a little bit further out, and it just swings to the left. Wexford still lead as we approach that half-time whistle. Just about 40 seconds left in actual playing time. Another great puck out by Liam Coughlin. Liam Dunn getting a hurley to it. Eamon Scallon. Oh, well hooked by Johnny Pilkington. Comes to Adrian Fenlon. Sends it up again towards Gary Laffin. Runs on. Here's a chance. Wexford's Rory McCarthy. Here's Tom Dempsey to his left. Rory! And he puts it over the bar. But it should have been a goal. And he should have passed it to Tom Dempsey.
Oh, I think an excellent chance of a goal there. I think if Rory was going to shoot himself, he could even have gone another yard or two, but Tom Dempsey was crying for that ball.
Martin Hannamy is the man that's down injured, being picked up there by his captain, Shane McGuckin. But Rory McCarthy will be satisfied with his third point and Wexford's 2-point advantage. But it should have been really a pass to Tom Dempsey. This is the incident again.
Rory McCarthy got in behind Martin Hannamy here, and Martin just couldn't keep up on him. But off camera there now at the moment, Tom Dempsey is just waiting, crying for the ball. He's just right of the camera there now, and an excellent chance there.
In fact, it was the collision, Nicky, between Martin Hannamy and Shane McGuckin that caused the injury. But yes, I agree, Tom Dempsey was waiting for it. Great atmosphere in Croke Park. Picked up by Declan Pilkington. Sean Flood chasing, harassing, hooking. Over towards Joe Dooley. Pulled on. Oh, superb by Johnny Pilkington. The second of the afternoon. Wexford lead by just 1 point as we sneak into injury time. A most enjoyable and most entertaining first half. Puck out by Fitzhenry, lands into the hands of Larry O'Gorman. For Rory McCarthy's last point there just before half-time gives them the 1-point advantage despite Billy Dooley's goal and a point in the first half. At half-time, Wexford lead by 1 goal and 10 points to Offaly's 1 goal and 9. This is former Offaly hurler Ray O'Gorman there, Willie O'Gorman. And must be a little bit worried at this stage about the regular Offaly 15 that we see. Not that Dahi is not a regular, but obviously they intend to exert pressure at midfield by bringing O'Regan in. Aidan McSwivna, I think, wants the players. It's not waltzing Matilda by any stretch of the imagination, but Dahi is making his presence felt, and Larry is taking none of it. Finally, things are underway. Shane McGuckin giving a loose ball to Martin Storey. He salutes the Wexford crowd with a clenched fist. He does it again for the camera, and Wexford starts the way they finished. 2 points between the teams. That's exactly what Wexford needed, Nicky.
Absolutely, a great score from Martin Storey.
Stalemate at midfield. Hubert Rigney, I think the linesman is indicating that it's going to be, he thought it was going to be a hot ball. And in fact, the decision is to Offaly. Kevin Martin from Tullamore. Larry O'Gorman from Fay Harriers. Kevin Keenan's hurley being held by Gary Laffin, but the referee allowed the advantage wisely. Liam Dunn. Good centre-back play. Knocked down for Rory McCarthy, knocked away by Kevin Martin. Loose ball comes to Adrian Fenlon. And Fenlon is scooping it sufficiently enough, not quite. Liam Coughlin. Not a good clearance, comes to Larry Murphy, who finishes the job second time round. Larry Murphy gets his first point of the Leinster final, and Wexford are certainly intent on meaning business. As I said when you joined us at the first time from Páirc Uí Chaoimh, the atmosphere around Croke Park on all approach roads was unquestionably Wexford, Wexford, Wexford. And you get the feeling that it's not going to be the team's fault this time if they fail. Determination etched on Larry Murphy's face. Etched on some wonderful point taking by Larry Murphy from Clubon. Tears in the eyes of our Wexford men already. I warn you, Wexford, it's a long, long way to go.
An excellent point there for Larry Murphy. Won a ball and broke through Kevin Martin. Also has Brian Whelan going backwards, but an excellent run. And again, what he wasn't doing in the first half, getting it, having a look up and having a pot at goal. And an excellent point by Larry.
Martin Storey is the man that's down injured. He had flu all week, which was kept out of the newspapers rather wisely, perhaps, by Wexford officials. But at this stage, he seems to be in a spot of bother with an ankle problem. And his absence, if he had to withdraw, would be a major blow. The Wexford bench taking in the sunshine, but you can see the tension on their faces. Martin Storey trying to put the boot back on. They're introducing perhaps Paul Finn from Ollart de Balla. He's the man who's running up and down the sideline, while Martin Storey is getting attention. The captain is putting back on the sock. We're thinking about warming up George O'Connor as well, as the new stand looks beautiful in the blue skies. That's Croke Park 1996. George has put the helmet on. You can see that both hands indeed are heavily strapped. But if he's brought in again psychologically, being brought in, it could be an inspirational decision. Larry almost blessing Martin Storey to stay on. Just the eyes say it all as Storey gets back to his feet, limping and must be said severely. Can he continue? The loose ball, the breaking ball to John Troy. Oh, lovely ball inside to Joe Dooley. Giving it inside to Michael Dignan. He can reach it. What a lovely pass though from John Troy to Joe Dooley. Liam Griffin has certainly done a good job so far. The psychological state of Wexford minds must have been helped, and I know that league and championship are so different, but the fact that Wexford did beat Offaly in the league for the first time in many years must have helped. Martin Storey sending a ball in to Liam Coughlin. Sends it straight back down towards Johnny Dooley. Larry O'Gorman. And Offaly are in trouble in this early stages of this second half. Pulled on, half blocked. Again Wexford have it. Again Adrian Fenlon sends it in to Gary Laffin. Nice turn. First time beating Kevin Keenan. Good run by Laffin. Can he connect? He can't. And that's wide. But Offaly defenders had to come to the assistance of Kevin Keenan. That was a close call. Well pulled on. Liam Dunn going back to gather it. He gets there ahead of Billy Dooley. Jarkush. Spot of bother here. Liam Dunn comes in to help him once more. Up towards Tom Dempsey and Shane McGuckian. Scooping it up. Almost shovel-like is Larry Murphy, who sends a ball straight Murphy. By God, they mean business in Croke Park, these Wexford lads. The Leinster champions are in deep, deep trouble, and I know it's very early. 6.5 minutes gone. Wexford lead by that scoreline. Adrian Fenlon. It's 19 years since they won the Leinster title. But Offaly are the masters of coming back. Limerick, the new Munster champions, remember it from 2 years ago. Storey, the captain leading by example. Where's the ankle injury now? Comes to Eamon Scallon, who drives it wide. If Wexford lose this, Nicky, they'll be killing themselves.
Absolutely, you don't get simpler chances than that, and Eamon knows. He knew the minute he hit it, it was all wrong.
Breaking ball, Dahi Regan. Big Dahi trying to swing. Larry holding on to him. So too is Sean Flood, getting a touch to it down towards Adrian Fenlon. Lovely hurling. Good man. Down to Gary Laffin. Trying to get away from Kevin Keenahan. Laffin twice beating Keenan in a matter of minutes. It's a terrible pass, Gary. Hubert Rigney. Good defending by Offaly. Down to Johnny Pilkington. The Leinster champions will respond. They're Offaly. They're the faithful county, remember. And away goes Johnny. Nobody from Wexford can catch him. Sends in a ball to Damien Fitzhenry. Sends it back up towards Brian Whelan and Martin Storey. Was half suspicious that Whelan was waiting for it. Liam Dunn can't reach it. Michael Dignan putting it across to Rod Guiney. Rod going back to scoop it up once more. Out towards Johnny Dooley, and there's a point for the taking. His third of the Leinster final. Offaly responds like champions. And thanks be to God, there's only 8 minutes gone in the second half. 114 to 110. The hurling men of Ireland are proving what a fantastic game this is. They did it in Limerick, they did it in Tipperary, they did it in Clare last year, but today it's Wexford and Offaly.
It's a powerful game. It's really getting good now. Offaly are not gone, and here's a great chance.
Gary Laffin is straight through. Save by Liam Coughlin. Oh, what a save by Liam Coughlin. But his clearance is not a good one, and he gets it again. It's an emotional, it's a tense afternoon in Croke Park. It's a great day for hurling. The ball is sent back in again. Grabbed by Martin Storey. Can he get a shot? Brilliantly blocked down by Martin Hannamy, who bravely put his face, head, arms and legs in front of it. Gary Laffin. Kevin Keenahan getting it out for his Johnny Dooley. Sending it way, way down the field. Up towards Kitar Kush, knocked away by Rod Guiney. Trying to scoop it away from Joe Dooley. And it's Guiney that comes away with it. The Wexford lads are playing inspired. Down towards Brian Whelan. Switches to the other side and swings it across. A race for Adrian Fenlon. It falls nicely, however, for Johnny Pilkington. You're playing that way, Johnny. To Joe Dooley. Inside is Michael Dignan. Dooley takes his points. The Offaly lads are inspired at the moment, but they're coolly and calmly taking their points. 3 points between the teams. Down at the other end, this was a really brilliant save by Liam Coughlin.
Adrian Fenlon drives the ball in, missed by Kevin Keenan. Actually, Gary Laffin even at times to rise the ball there, but a good save by Liam Coughlin, and he just might very well have kept his team in the game.
And it's Wexford once more. Adrian Fenlon hooked without a hurley. Picked up by Larry O'Gorman. Passing it on inside to Tom Gibbsy, who gets there ahead of Kevin Keenan. They need a cross. They have the cross, but Martin Hannamy saves it once more. Back out to Larry O'Gorman. Larry sends it high, and it's dropping over the bar. It was worth the wait, Larry O'Gorman. It was worth the wait. If they thought there was only hurling in Munster, Leinster have proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that there are great hurling men in this province. RTE Television Sport, delighted to bring you live one of the greatest games in the world. The Munster Hurling Final live, the Leinster Hurling Final live. And dare I say it, we could almost pray for a draw. I don't think Wexford will pray for it, but we just might. Down towards Tom Dempsey. Shane McGuckie, the captain. Living in Wexford, a vet in Wexford, and he won't certainly want to lose to John Troy. Lovely skill, hand passing it outside. Chance here for Offaly, and they've got another point. Billy Dooley gets his second point. 1-2 for Billy, but what a creator, this man. What a genius, John Troy. What vision.
Excellent. Again, typically John Troy, picked it up, very skillful, gets in around Liam Dunn, and had the vision to pick out Billy Dooley. Wasn't even watching Billy Dooley, but they knew what was going to happen.
Billy Dooley, the hero, as the scoreline reads 115 to 112. Offaly come once more. Joe Erity. Michael Duggan is calling for it outside. Erity getting inside to a push. Goal here. Oh, what a save! What a save! Back out again. Offaly keep it on the pressure. Johnny Dooley has to go for a point. But my word, what a save by Damien Fitzhenry. Well, Wexford were complaining when they changed their goalkeepers after the league semi-final. But Liam Griffin, what a save.
Joe Erity gets the ball here, gets in around Ger Cushion. I think Ger is certainly, he has been booked for that particular pull, but excellent save by Martin Fitzhenry.
This might just be the Leinster final, but you can hardly hear yourself here at Croke Park. Brilliantly caught by Martin Storey. Hubert Rigney is down. Storey hooked. Giving it, knocked away by Martin Hannamy. Dahi Regan. Blocked again by Rory McCarthy. Again Regan. Martin Hannamy. Lovely cheeky play by Dahi Regan. And Hannamy executes the clearance. John Troy down to Liam Dunn. Sending it back down the field. Kevin Martin underneath it. Dahi holds it in the midriff and sends it up towards Joe Dooley and Rod Guiney. Rod Guiney not lying in it, not pulling on it. Yes, he is pulling on it. There's a hurling on. It's still there. Who has it? Larry O'Gorman. The two Larrys combining nicely here. Getting away from Hubert. Oh, brilliantly hooked by Hubert Rigney when it looked as if he was beaten. Larry. Away he goes again, belted by Hubert Rigney, challenged by another Offaly defender, Hannamy, inside in the thick of it, so too is Martin Storey, and Brian Whelehan gets the free. As a commentator, I'm glad that Aidan McSwivna has given a free, because I can take a breather.
Absolutely, it's enthralling hurling. Both teams are so committed, it's unbelievable. It's a wonderful game, and at this stage, Wexford may be winning by 2 points, but it's a difficult one to call even at this stage.
Kevin Martin from Tullamore getting some attention. He just picked up an injury there in his forehead. In the background, Pat Murphy giving a few new hurleys as Liam Griffin comes on. And Joe Dooley obviously picked up an injury as well. He was seeking attention when there was a break in play. Seems to be a knee problem. And Joe in a certain amount of trouble there. So too is still Kevin Martin. And the breather and the break is worth it for everybody concerned, including the spectators. 115 to 113. And going back up to his position is Dermot Healy. He came down to the dugout to advise the Offaly selectors what to do. And this is an interesting move, and it's something that should be done in terms of the future, Nicky.
Well, obviously he can see the game much better up there than perhaps the guys at ground level can. So he spotted something that I'm sure the lads didn't see.
Back to the action. Excellent play by Larry O'Gorman. Up towards Gary Laffin. Picked up by Tom Dempsey, turns the other way and takes his point. The bank manager from Enniscorthy, native of Kilmuckridge, scores his second point of the Leinster final. and Wexford lead again by 3 points. Eamon Cregan looking very perturbed, and to be honest with you, he has every reason to be, but it's a long, long way. I know I keep saying it, but it's with Offaly, you've never won, you've never beaten them until that final whistle. Rory McCarthy, one of the great successes of Phelan Gael. He came here, indeed, and played with Cumming to Munskull as a young lad for Wexford, and he's back down at Leinster final. And Rod Guiney and Joe Dooley, both of them combined, and you can see blood oozing out of Joe Dooley's head there. It was a straight clash, and unfortunately Joe Dooley came out the worst of it. Joe Dooley is certainly suffering there. This is the incident coming up now, as Joe Dooley and Rod Guiney both combined with hurleys, and you can see there the hurley hitting both their heads, but Joe coming out the worst. And Joe Dooley looks to be in trouble. The first aid man is calling for a little bit more help. And I think Joe Dooley will require some stitches. Pat O'Connor, as you can see now, is being told to take off the top of his tracksuit and get warmed up. And Joe Dooley's departure will be a severe blow to their prospects, because he was playing so well. This is the incident again from a different angle. Joe Dooley and Rod Guiney combining there, and you can see the hurley coming down. Just before that, it caught him on the top of the head. And Joe Dooley still on the ground, and that's going to require quite a large number of stitches, I think. The helmets, certainly, this would again go back to Gary Kirby's injury the last day, went down in Park na Gael when he picked up a head injury, and unfortunately Joe Dooley there. That's what it's all about, really. See young lads watching the hurling in Croke Park, but they're really another case for helmets being worn, Nicky.
Well, absolutely. I think it was an unfortunate incident. I think, in fairness to Rod Guiney, both of them pulled on the ball, and he just got the end of Rod's hurl. It was a sheer accident, and hopefully Joe will be able to continue, although I see Pat O'Connor coming on now, so that doesn't look good.
Yes, indeed, Nicky. Pat O'Connor is coming in for Joe Dooley. And Pat is going in corner forward, and Michael Dignan now has moved back out to the wing. Adrian Fenlon hitting that sideline cut brilliantly. Dropping it right in, Gary Lappin off the post. There's a scramble, it's there. Wexford have found the glory days. Gary Lappin got the touch, and all of Croke Park has come alive. Look at this, Wexford people, look at this. The big man from Glenbarntown, no wonder you take off your hat, sir. Today could be your day. Just watch this. They'll be watching it in Wexford for years, perhaps.
Absolutely. Brilliant goal by Gary. I think it was Gary got it.
We continue on down at the other end. Joe Erity giving it to Michael Dignan. Oh, yes! Great goal! And Offaly now are the people jumping for joy. From one end we have a goal, to the other end we have a goal, and Michael Dignan is the man who brings Offaly back into the match. What about that draw, Nicky?
Well, I think it could very well be a brilliant response from Offaly. Typical Offaly. You cannot write them off until you're in the dressing room.
Wonderful Offaly. This is the first goal as that ball came in. There was a bit of a scramble. Gary Laffin first hit the ball off the crossbar, and then it was scrambled through. In fact, it was Tom Dempsey.
It was Tom Dempsey, actually.
It was Tom Dempsey, actually, that scrambled it in. At the other end, Offaly came forward and responded like champions. What a response.
Joe Erisheet to Michael Duignan.
And Michael Duignan rattled it into the net. Here we go again. Daithí Regan sending it up towards Joe Erisheet. Wexford man goes back to gather his Hurley as Johnny Pilkington drives it in and puts it over the bar. His third point from midfield. And hopefully people are the ones rejoicing once again. 2:16 for Wexford, 2:14 for Offaly, and 21, almost 22 minutes gone in the second half. Damien Fitzhenry gives it plenty of air. Larry O'Gorman, he really has played wonderfully well at midfield. To another Larry, who's played brilliant at wing forwards. 3 points for Larry Murphy. Wexford people now jumping for joy. It's that sort of a game. 2:17 to 2:14. 3 points between the teams. And thankfully, just 22.5 minutes gone in the second half. Michael Duignan trying to push it forward. Liam Dunn. That's going to find touch. Yes, it is. Sideline ball for Offaly. Well, no wonder Larry would touch his toes and take a breather, because he's played his heart out. Eamon Cregan will want his side to keep taking their points. Ryan Wheelahan. Knocked away from Kevin Martin. Rory McCarthy, that's a free for Offaly. They're certainly here in Croke Park for this Leinster final from near and far. From Japan, from Tullamore, from Offaly. As Johnny Dooley sends that wide. That could be a crucial miss, Nicky.
Absolutely. At this stage of the game, you've got to take all your chances, and most, unlike Johnny Dooley, who's normally so accurate from all these frees.
Again, another massive puck out by Damien Fitzhenry. Knocked away by Hubert Rigney. Adrian Fenlon sending it up towards Martin Hennemy. Gary Laffin giving it back outside to Rory McCarthy. Sends a testing ball in for Tom Dempsey, but Tom can't reach it. And down they sit once again. Knocked away. Line ball for Offaly. Martin Hannamy from St. Rynagh's, cutting it in towards Rod Guiney, picked up by Larry O'Gorman. Back to Rod, nice hurling. Martin Story, willing to take on Hubert Rigney. Story trying to keep him in, or rather trying to stay in. Johnny Pilkington. Back towards Kevin Keenahan, who finally gets the clearance into the far side. Oh, well done, Johnny Dooley. Getting it in towards Ger Cush, and John Troy, and Cush beats Troy. Excellent play by the fullback. Eamon Scallon and Martin Hannamy. Wonderful fielding. Hops all the way in, dangerously into Billy Dooley. Gives it to Joe Erisheet. Is this the equaliser? He leaves it behind himself. And it's Liam Dunn that comes away with it. to get it down for his Rod Guiney, who's fouled. Free for Wexford. It's a man's game, and it's manly stuff.
Okay, Joe Ergy is picking up the ball here. Billy Dooley passed it too. Joe is going through, and a brilliant interception there by John O'Connor. He just got the tip to it. I think Offaly thought that Joe Ergy had been fouled, but in actual fact the credit goes to John O'Connor, who just flicked it away at the last moment.
The people of Wexford have 9 minutes to the final whistle. They're leading by 3 points. It runs kindly to Larry Murphy. Goalkeeper has to come out, bravely go down, and he's still loose. It's anybody's, and it's Liam Coughlin's eventually. Oh, a heart-stopping moment in Croke Park for Offaly and for Wexford. Adrian Fenlon drives it wide. That was close. Not just Adrian Fenlon's effort at a point, but the goal-scoring opportunity.
Another great chance here for Wexford, but I think there was so many bodies around the goal it was just impossible. Good stop by Liam Coughlin.
Sean Flood. Ball comes down towards Hubert Rigney and Martin Storey. Eamon Scallon. Hubert Rigney. Johnny Pilkington. Well blocked by Adrian Fenlon. Sending it in towards Gary Laffin. Gone inside is Eamon Scallon. Gary back to Adrian Fenlon. Oh, that is a sweet point. But the referee had blown his whistle for too many turns, and that is a free for Wexford. In fact, he dropped the hurley, so that is a free for Offaly.
Yes. Paddy Mulher appears to be on for Daithí Regan.
So Daithí is the man that's gone off, and Paddy Mulher from St. Ryan's is on for Offaly. Rod Guiney. Down towards Johnny Pilkington. Rod Guiney comes forward like a train, nothing to stop him. Over towards Martin Storey. Behind you, Martin. Martin Hannamy. Lovely stuff. Down towards Michael Dignan. Outside him is Paddy Mulher. This is Mulher, the substitute for O'Regan, coming through. Trying to get room to swing. Sending in a ball. Judd Troy, and Damien Fitzhenry is there. You're going the wrong way, Damien. Into an Offaly triumvirate. But he gets it out, back to Mulher once more, scooping it in around the goal mouth, and Damien Fitzhenry. This time he comes the right way and gets a good long relieving clearance. Martin Hannamy and Eamon Scallon. Hannamy waiting to pull once more when that slither comes free. Still Pilkington, still Fenlon, still Hannamy. To Rod Guiney, into the corner, and it's gone out for a sideline ball. Martin Hannamy with the sideline cut to Michael Dignan. Pulled on by Colm Keogh. Oh, lovely hurling by Liam Dunn. Didn't quite connect properly, but it works out fine. Rod Guiney, dispossessed. Comes back to Liam Dunn once more. Sweet hurler, the centre half back. The hop fooled Eamon Scallon. Martin Hannamy once more. 3 points the difference. 5 minutes away for Wexford to regain the Leinster title, or Offaly to regain parity at least and possibly retain it. Into the middle. Oh, what wonderful fielding. Larry O'Gorman. Hubert Rigney. Stopped by Rory McCarthy. Back to Kevin Martin. Larry Murphy putting his head where nobody would be brave enough to do. Down to Tom Dempsey, sending it goal bound. Oh, what a magnificent point! Tom Dempsey! He scored a goal and 3 points. And Croke Park is alive to the Slaney Siders. And Dickie Murphy, the referee, if you're watching this, and I'm sure you are, I'm sure you're leaping out of the bed in Arkeen Hospital, because Wexford are on the verge of history. Can they hold on? Can the faithful county, the great county of Offaly, respond? Blocked by Larry Murphy. The Wexford players are playing inspirational stuff. Martin Storey looking for the goalposts and finding the goalposts. Answer that, Offaly, if you can. Croke Park belongs to Wexford, perhaps. 32 minutes and 20 seconds left, or gone, should I say, before I give you a heart attack. 3 minutes left. Rod Guiney. Comes back to Tom Dempsey. Difficult angle, but not to Tom Dempsey. 1 goal and 4 points for Tom. The 19-year wait is over. They're rejoicing on the banks of Slaney. They're rejoicing in Croke Park. That ageless wonder, Billy Byrne, is being introduced by Wexford. There is a change in Wexford with 2 minutes left. And Gary Lappin is coming off and Billy Byrne is on. When I spoke to Tom Dempsey during the week, he was hoping that Liam Griffin's Clare connections, that their luck would extend to them in '96. I think, Tom Dempsey, your prayers have been answered. It has extended down to Wexford. Martin Hannamy fouled and responding, unlike Martin Hannamy, and Eamon Scallon and Billy Byrne cooling matters down. Well, it's going to be a very difficult task, Nicky Brennan, and I don't envy you, but who would you pick as your man of the match for today?
It was very, very difficult, and a lot of Wexford players, so in fairness, a lot of Offaly players have played particularly well too, but it had to be a Wexford man, and Larry Murphy is my man of the match.
So well done, Larry. Man of the match, RTE Sport, the day of the Leinster final, but Wexford haven't won yet. They're pleading with the umpire and the referee that it's a free out. And an almighty scramble and a scrum that would do the Irish rugby team proud. The referee, I think, may give a throw ball here. Surely now it's beyond Offaly. The referee is going to give a throw ball. Wexford have not won this title since 1977. Larry O'Gorman has gone down there for a pull by Johnny Dooley that broke his hurley. But Larry will hop up. He'll go on crutches now for you on Wexford. And George O'Connor is being introduced. Liam Griffin has brought in the slip of paper, and George O'Connor is in Croke Park for the Leinster final for the last 30 seconds. And Rory McCarthy, the number 9, is the man that's gone off. A very nice gesture by this man who played for Wexford, indeed for Clare, and sportingly bringing in George O'Connor for the last few moments of a historic day. Martin Hannamy, Martin Storey, and another point for Wexford. There's no going home tonight from Croke They've suffered for years down in Wexford at the hands of the people from Kilkenny and Offaly. But now, unquestionably, it has to be Wexford. Johnny Pilkington trying for a last-minute chance and a last-minute point. 4 points for Johnny, but it's not enough for Offaly. The hottest of favourites for the Leinster title. Wexford 221, Offaly 215. Surely the referee won't allow too much for injury time. There's 36 minutes played. Larry Murphy trying to get it inside to Eamon Scallon, to Martin Storey, looking at the posts, and it's so easy now. There'll be bonfires in Wexford tonight.
Well, I think nobody will begrudge them. They've waited for so long, and I think they're entitled to their dare glory. It's been coming for so long, and for so many great players like Tom Dempsey, George O'Connor, Martin Storey.
And the referee is going to have to make sure that the supporters get off the field, because here in Croke Park, the 19-year wait has been too much for some people. They're already on Croke Park, but the match is not over. Kevin Martin going forward, Adrian Fenlon bringing it back and sending it out over the line, a line ball. It's like an All-Ireland victory in Croke Park. The crowd are lining the sideline at both sides. The line ball in front of us as the stewards try to keep the people and the crowds off the pitch. Johnny Pilkington giving it straight to Adrian Fenlon. A most unusual scene here for a Leinster final. Crowd control is gone. Is there a last-minute flurry in Wexford to finish it off? Tom Dempsey taking his points. 1 goal and 5 points for Tom. What wonderful scenes in Croke Park. The whole scenario is a sea of purple and yellow. Look at this in Croke Park. The whole sideline, it's all over, surely. Wexford are Leinster champions. Such joy, such emotion. What a day. Well, I said it in '92 that there wouldn't be any cow's milk in Clare. I think there'll be no cow's milk in Wexford this week.
Oh, and a lot of other things as well won't happen in Wexford this week. This is a great day for Wexford, and one I think that they have deserved for so long. It's wonderful for the county, and they're to be congratulated. And a fantastic display. And
Bishop Comiskey, I'm sure, will be adding his congratulations in his diocese this week. Wonderful, wonderful emotion. Overjoyed Wexford people. This is their day. It's taken a long time, and Liam Griffin has done a wonderful job with his county.
And I think it's no coincidence that in his first cup that he gives out as chairman of the Leinster Council, it should be a Wexford man, Jim Berry, as well.
Indeed. And here's a future Wexford hurler who will no doubt remember this day, the day when Wexford took over Croke Park and submerged the Leinster champions Offaly with a wonderful display of hurling. Shane McGuckin disappointed, but no doubt the fact that he lives in Wexford, at least he will enjoy the celebrations with his neighbours for the rest of the week. It's the game of hurling that has won today, as well as Wexford and Limerick and Páirc Uí Chaoimh. Martin Storey, the captain, will go down as a name synonymous with Wexford hurling, as he comes forward to gather the cup from, as indeed Nicky Brennan has said, ironically from a Wexford man, Jim Berry. Seas of emotion as George O'Connor is lifted high. At last he has that Leinster Championship medal. These men will forever remember the struggle. They'll forever remember the day. What Clare left behind in terms of colour and emotion, Wexford have taken over today. Martin Storey has reached the foot of the stairs leading to the presentation area, but that's all he's going for us, because the road is blocked the rest of the journey. Now they're clearing it. This is like an All-Ireland victory, and it's going to take a lot for Liam Griffin to get these boys back into a frame of mind for an All-Ireland semi-final. But to be honest, that is for another day. Well, I haven't enjoyed a match like it for some time, and I must say, I'm sure Offaly people will be the first as well to congratulate Wexford. You're back, no doubt about it, Wexford, back at the very top. Martin Storey has reached the presentation area. The jersey being shown by Liam Dunn to the crowd. They defeated Kilkenny in the semi-final, in the first round, then Dublin, and now Offaly. So nobody can take this Leinster title away from them. And that's the scene. That's Michael Delaney with the glasses there, the Leinster Council Secretary, and a very efficient and far-thinking man indeed. And he's there thoroughly enjoying this Wexford victory. George O'Connor is coming up with a future hurler, no doubt. And it's taken him so long to get up the steps of Croke Park. Well, Nicky, I'm sure as a Kilkenny man, indeed as a hurling man most of all, this must bring a little tear even to your eye.
Absolutely. I think, you know, Wexford have tried so hard. They've worked as hard as any Kilkennys or Offaly's in Leinster, or any other team for that matter. Those players have put years. Look at George O'Connor there. He was just bursting with enthusiasm when he came on the field. He deserves his Leinster medal today, and this will do a lot for Wexford hurling, and that won't do hurling any harm at all.
Cards away!
Well, I think that our viewers will be also appreciative that today was a wonderful day for hurling, a wonderful day indeed for RT Television Sports that brought both provincial finals live into your sitting rooms and kitchens around Ireland. Now, here comes the presentation. But Jim Berry, the chairman of Leinster Council, is in no hurry.
Look how gorgeous gone. Go iron us up and start clear of dimmer shield. Clear. 3. 4-2 will go knee.
Jack Charlton's army has been replaced. This is Wexford's Ole Ole. They're dancing in front of us here. Just watch this. This is something to remember, even if you're not from Wexford.
We're waiting in Wexford for the last 19 years to win this trophy.
This is Jim Berry, chairman of Leinster Council.
And the boys did it today and deserve their win.
A Wexford man.
I'd like to also compliment Offaly on a very fine display
of Croke Park,
in our
another
first
Wexford man.
live Leinster final. A great occasion for hurling, a great occasion for Wexford. I'd like to thank the referee and officials, and I'd like to thank our sponsors for the
no doubt about it. With Mick Kinsella at the far right there with the striped jersey. Mick Kinsella, the secretary of the Wexford County Council, and Liam Griffin. His commitment to Wexford hurling has been rewarded. That's Martin Storey, the captain of Wexford, lifts the Leinster trophy for the first time since 1977. Well done, Slaney Siders.